Yo, how y'all doing out there? Thank you for coming back for another episode of Scatterbrain and Ray Bradford podcast. Ah! Thank y'all for tuning in. This is Scatterbrain, the Ray Bradford podcast. Of course, I'm your host, Ray Bradford. Back to you for another episode, another base lesson, the Scatterbrain Ray, the Scatterbrain way. Way and Ray just whooped me down. But yeah, back to you for another episode. Again, man, anybody who has watched, liked, subscribed, shared, told a friend to tell a friend, any of those things, man, thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. This is something that I'm doing for free, basically. Really, in essence, I'm doing it for free. So I really love it. I love bass guitar. I love spreading the knowledge of bass guitar from my lens. So if you rock with me and you like how I'm giving the knowledge to you, man, thank you. If you don't like it, cool too. I don't want to be too long-winded up front this week. So I've been getting a couple requests in the comment section and a couple emails about this. And you can see here, boop, there go one of them. Boop, there go another one. Let me lower my hand. Boop, boop. Yeah, so I've been getting those. And I want to go into this because this is a big thing, right? People always ask, like, I had a dude in college. He would ask people like, "Man, what's some of those hot tasty licks that you guys do, man? Those hot tasty licks?" Or like, "Yeah, man, let me get some of those gospel chops." Or like, because you got gospel chop drummers, but you got gospel chop bass players too. And then you got and then people will ask for certain things, or like a riff, which could basically be in the terms of the academia world. A riff could be a motif. A motif is MOTIF. So a motif, but which is basically a riff. They're literally the same thing. It's something that could be repeated. I'll break that down in a minute. But I've been getting requests about these things, so I wanted to go in and break that down. I want to break down the difference. This lesson is going to be very short, probably. This lesson, well, we about 5 minutes in. Well, we're not even 5 minutes in. With including setup time, we 5 minutes in. We're about 3 to 4 minutes. But this lesson will probably be 20 minutes long, if that long. I just want to give some examples and break down the difference of what a riff is, what a lick is, and what are chops. And licks and fills can basically kind of live in the same lane. So I'll break that down. Even though fills are a little different. Fills are a little different, but they basically live in the same world. I want to go in and break those things down and give an example of it from my lens, right? So let's jump straight in. What you heard when this came on, you heard me playing and I was doing stuff like, that's a lick. Something fast, something quick to go back to my groove, right? Simple. A feel is something that's fast, quick, and gets me back to where I was, or it sets up to where I'm going. So like you notice it a lot with like a lot of drummers these days, the modern drummers, they set up the next section. Because in today's music, the groove don't always stay the same. Like something minor changes by the groove. The groove may go from hi-hat pattern to a ride, or like something, or the bass drum pattern, the kick drum pattern may change, or like something will change, or it goes from soft to big. But you just something changed, and when that happens, the drummer sets that up so it feels seamless. Bass players can do the same thing, right? Bass players can do the same thing. Uh, uh, so when James Jamie was playing that, he's playing a lot of feels in that bass line because that motif is the essence of the bass line. Mother, mother. Mm-mm-mm. So boom, doom, deba doom. You heard that? Like I switched it up. That was a feel. Back to the motif of the bass line. A feel to go back. Um, and here we go. That that's a feel. That is a feel, or you could say it's a lick, depending on what type of player you are. Cause some people are like they're more of me, to where like a lick is something like that can be a lick. But if you don't have the the technical capacity to do that, I was about to use another word. That's why I chuckled. But if you don't have the technical capacity to do that, a lick may be more simple stuff to you. It's more rhythmic stuff. Like stuff like that. That could be licks in your essence of playing. But if you have more of a more wider, more wider. That's not the right word. If you have a wider technical capacity to the instrument, your technicality side would afford you to do things. So now I'm doing licks and fills. I'm crossing it. I'm crossing licks and fills together because I have the technical capacity to do that. But until you get there, it just may be a feel thing. Pick your size. Mentality. So you got that thing, and it feels in that instant it could feel like you overplaying, and sometimes you probably overplaying. But that bass line is a good. It's a good blend of like feel, feel licks, and the actual pattern that he's playing. Even in that bass line, you could say that that's a riff. Because what did I say? A riff was akin to, in the academic world, it would be a motif, which is something that's repeated. I forget the actual definition, but I just know it's repeated, right? Uh, and boom, there you go. And I can take it and place it over my chord progression. Because if we look at that motif or that riff, he's repeating it. So it's the same thing. Now he ornamented it with a lot of licks and fills. You see what I'm saying? I'm hoping that the picture I'm painting is becoming clear. That like a lot of these things are very interchangeable, and it's hard. Sometimes it can be hard to pick out what is what. That's why you have to stand on your conviction. Once you understand it, how you understand it, and your understanding is what's the word I'm looking for? It's rooted in some type of foundation. Like, well, I understand it this way because I'm coming from it from a foundational aspect of like what each thing is. You can start to pick things out. But like you have a riff. That's a riff. And then you got fills. And now you have those two different things. And then you get into chops. Chops would be something that like I like to akin chops to like soloistic type of thing. So if I'm in E major, I can go. That's chops to me. I have the technical ability to do a whatever I feel on the instrument, or not even whatever I feel per se. I can express myself almost however I want, because it may be some stuff that I just can't do that I haven't made out, but for the most part, I can express myself however I need to on the instrument if I want to. You see what I'm saying? So boom, I can express myself. That to me is chops. And then you can put chops in songs. So say that was a chop. When I went to the 6 or the C sharp minor, I did a chop. Boom. That's a chop. That wasn't thought out. I'm spitting that out on the spot. But that's a chop. So that's the difference between these 3 to 4 things we're talking about. Chops are more soloistic expression type of things. And they're more long form. A lick is something quick to get you back to your baseline. Feel is the same thing. But I look at licks and feels as it's interchangeable upon your technical ability. The more technical ability it is, then the lines are more blurred to me. But if you don't have a huge, like Pino Palladino, one of the greatest bass players ever. I think he played. Let me Google this while I'm finna say this. I want to Google this. Did Pino? Wow, why do they have in Google search did Pino Palladino die? What in the world? Did Pino Palladino play on Cruising by D'Angelo? Oh man, he didn't play that. That's Michelle. Yeah, that's Michelle. That's Michelle. What is? Let me look at Pino. Pino. Let me look at some of his discography, cause it's so hard to tell what he played on the on the D'Angelo stuff discography. Man, he's played on so much stuff. What did he play on Voodoo? Personnel, player. I bet he played Devil's Pie. Don't tell me what he played. Shoot, man. I could look up all credits. I don't know. Let me go to all credits. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Bear with me. Allcredits.com. Uh, Pino Palladino. Because he's a great example of what I'm trying to explain. I don't know if Pino. Oh, I misspelled his name horribly then. I don't want to say Pino is the most technical, but he's one of the best feeling bass players of all time. James Jamerson wasn't. Uh, James Jamerson wasn't the most technical either. They had said this, he played with one finger called the hook, but it's the best feeling ever. But Pino got his own CD out. I didn't know that. I don't want to see his biography. Give me his credits, man. All credits didn't change their website up, man. Okay, I don't have a good example song wise of what I'm looking for. That's what I was trying to look for. Example song wise. But as far as the player himself, he has it's just it's his licks are basically fills. And that's what all I'm trying to say. Like Victor Wooten, a Victor Wooten lick could almost sound like a chop. It could almost sound like a chop, but it because his technical ability is so vast. It's so vast. Or like Marcus Miller going, that's a lick. That isn't a chop. Now when he goes, that's a chop because now it's a long thing. It's a long thing. Chops more solistic and longer. Licks aren't long. They aren't long. So I hope that helped anybody out there that was wondering about that. Um, I'll give a couple of my go-tos. I love a good churchy pentatonic scale. Do that. Take that. Take that. Take that. Take that. I love something like that. That I don't have one that stands out to me. But like a lick that I like to do. another lick that I like to do. So this is a lick. This is one lick. Or take that, have it, use it. Use it. I stole it from somebody. I don't know who I stole it from, but I stole it from somebody. And that's in right now. I'm playing an E major. As you can see, I was intentional today. I said, let me pick up the 4-string for the YouTube audience, and so they won't feel like, man, that 5-string bass is different. We got us a 4-string today. So, sliding right there. Take that lick, use it. But you could turn it into a riff. Riffs are almost like grooves. They could be grooves. There you go. You got your riff/lick. But another lick that I like to use is I like to do this hammer-on situation. On a pentatonic scale. So I'm just doing. See? I'm doing right there. I'm doing an E major pentatonic, but I'm hammering. I'm doing the hammer-on situation on the 7th right here, and then I'm going to do a major pentatonic here. So say I got a song that's just alternating between the 1 and the 4. It's altering between E major and A major. What is A major? It's the 4 of E major. So if I wanted to go, that was a lick. See? I'll do it again. Back to it. I'll do it one more time. So to stick. And one more time, just for good measure. And all I'm doing is E major pentatonic, but I'm hammering on the 7th here, and then I'm doing an A major pentatonic, but I'm hammering on it on the 2-3. So little stuff like that, those are like go-to licks for me now. And I also like to do, it's a thing, remember I talked about extensions? When we were talking about modes last week, you could get an extension. So 1-5-9, and then I'm gonna do 1-5-9. And instead of calling like 2-6, 2-6-10, I'm just gonna say 1-5-9, 1-5-9. Man, I'm using 1-5-9 of each chord. So say I was to play a E major chord, F sharp major chord, A major chord, B major chord, then like a C minor chord, back to E. I would just do have it on here, there, and then back to. There we go. I like to do that. I'm having to do that. Make shift because my neck this is a short scale neck. But in those instances, man, those are 3 riffs that I go to. When I riff 3 licks. Fills will be more of a Motown thing. So I wouldn't be able to give you that, but that's a go-to. This is gonna work whatever key you in. If I'm in E, if I'm in C, if I'm in G, if I'm in A, that is gonna always work. That is a good feel to do, especially you like playing more Motown stuff, more funk stuff. That's always gonna work. So take those 3 licks, take that feel. I hope my explanation of all these helped you. Again, like I always say, find your grandmama, find your granddaddy, find your mama, find your daddy, find your sister, your brother, your auntie, your uncle, your cousin, your niece, your nephew, your son, your daughter, your boo, your bae, your lover, your friend, whatever you call them. Find them, hug on them, tell them you love them. Peace out. Y'all be safe.